Good morning, everybody. Welcome to IGS. My name is Caroline Funk, and I'm head of the Department of Integrated Global Studies, which is located at the School of Integrated Arts and Sciences at Hiroshima University in Japan. So today I would like to take some time to explain about our program. But first of all, let me introduce Hiroshima University. Hiroshima University is located in the west of Japan. It's a national university founded in 1949. We have about 10,000 undergraduate students. So you can see it's quite a big and important university in this part of Japan. Let me also introduce the School of Integrated Arts and Sciences. It is quite a unique school, as it was the first school in Japan to create an integrated curriculum where students would study different subjects and learn how to integrate them. So we follow a cross-disciplinary, integrative and creative approach to learning and academic inquiry. So we have a very long tradition of interdisciplinary studies. And within the School of Integrated Arts and Sciences in 2018, we established a department that would make it possible for students from around the world to come together and study in such an integrated and innovative way. So we take about 40 students each year, and as you can see from this map, they come from all around the world. We have students from Europe, Africa, Asia, South America, and of course, Japan. So we hope that in the future, we will color the whole map in blue. So what is our program aiming for? Or what's the goal of the Department of IGS? We have three important goals in our education. The first one is integrated thinking. So we want to encourage our students to analyze global problems from different aspects, cultural, social, as well as scientific, natural sciences aspects. We also want to encourage students to have a global vision, so they can think globally with regards to nationality, region, religion, culture, and language. And the multiple backgrounds and the various backgrounds that our students have really creates the ideal environment to nurture this kind of global vision. Also, in the end, we hope that you will be able to cooperate with others to solve international problems, and that you will be engaging in creative actions for a more peaceful world. This goal we call cooperative action. So we have created a curriculum that will hopefully encourage you to reach these three aims. So then, what's the characteristics of our program? First of all, it's a small program. We take about 40 students each year. So within no time after entering our university, you will probably know all your other colleagues from the first year. And we have students from different countries and backgrounds studying together. I was already showing you the map, but our students really come from very different backgrounds because many of them have parents with different nationalities, or maybe they have Japanese nationality, but they grew up abroad. Or maybe they have non-Japanese nationality, but were born and raised in Japan and see Japanese not maybe as their first, but as their second language. So everybody is different, which makes it easier for you to work together because everybody will have something special, and it will make it an ideal environment to learn how to adjust to other people. We are also a full-time 4-year undergraduate program that is entirely taught in English. We encourage international students to take some classes to learn the Japanese language, But other than that, you can finish the program without speaking Japanese. However, most of our international students actually have picked up quite a bit of Japanese by the time they graduate. And you will study in an integrated way, so you will take subjects from humanities or from social or from natural sciences in your 4-year course. So then, how do you choose these subjects? How is the curriculum constructed? This is another very special aspect of IGS. In most courses in universities, there is quite a lot of subjects that are compulsory, so you have to take them. But in IGS, we give the students a lot of freedom because we want you to think about what you really want to learn. And then you make your own curriculum and decide in cooperation with your tutor, which is the teacher who is advising you throughout the first 3 years, and then your final advisor, what subjects you should take. So each student in the end has a very different curriculum. And that can include classes taught in other schools, classes taken in study abroad, or some other subjects that you are interested in outside of IGS. A second important feature of the IGS curriculum is the internship that all students take in the 3rd year. In this course, for 2 weeks, you will join a company or an organization, most of them located in Hiroshima, but with some kind of international perspective. And you will learn to work with other people together, maybe run a small project, and learn about the realities of working life in Japan, which will also then help you to decide if after graduation you want to stay on in Japan to work here, or then maybe take that experience back to your own country. We have an emphasis on language education in that we encourage international students to study Japanese, and the Japanese students study more English and some other language, and they also will go to study abroad. However, IGS is not a course to learn English. It is a course that is taught in English. That is a very big difference.
Well, it comes first when I was given the chance to come to the campus and experience directly how is the environment in the Hiroshima University. And from the open campus itself, there are really several interesting presentations done by the professors, in which it really intrigues me in a way that this could be an interesting place to learn. And also, it was mentioned during open campus that they can provide really more of an international environment for the students. And also because the students are either required or it's possible for them to use English. And during that time, I'm not really confident with my Japanese, and I thought that this could be a really good chance for me to try to attend in a way to the university. And yeah, I got accepted, so I just joined the university. My field is the environment of society, but I focus more about the environment, especially about ecology. Ever since I was a kid, I was basically the type of kid that really likes to play outside and enjoy the nature surrounding my place. And because I didn't grow up in the really big cities in those kind of areas, and throughout my experience, either traveling around, looking around the small things in the environment, it really built up my interest in nature in a way that in the future it carries on with me to the level where I really either need or want to learn about it. And that's why I became interested in the field of the environment. Yes. So far my thesis project will be about study about the comparison of the environment in which there are human interruptions or even invasive species interruption in comparison to more or less you can say genuine area. I conduct these studies in the island of Okunoshima, like I see, and also in Kogonoshima, which is in uninhabited island, which is a very interesting place because once you visit, it's really a jungle. There's nothing there. And yeah, when you enter both islands, in a way that even though it's really near to each other, they present really different world, or in a way that it's a different situation where it's really, really almost untouched in a way, especially for the Kogonoshima island because it's an uninhabited island. Yes. Well, more or less, because I did my internship in the Department of Environment Management and also Waste Management, so it's in a way related to my study topics and also my thesis in a way, yes.
Well, personally, I'm interested in the curriculum of IGSS. First of all, is that every classes is conducted in English, which I believe that it's have more accessibility to academic stuff. Second is that in IGES, I have a chance to study both in sciences and art, not specifically in any field, which is I found it's very interesting. And last but not least is that like even though every class is conducted in English, I still have a chance to study in Japanese or like take some Japanese class as well. Well, yeah, a little bit better from like the first year since I entered. I'm already fourth year. Well, I choose peace and communications as a major. Well, during my first year, I take several classes in liberal arts, and I find out that most of the time, sometimes the conflicts, whether it's about social problem or political, sometimes it just happens from the misunderstanding toward each other. So that is kind of related to peace and communication, where I believe that everybody actually have a peace as a goal, and then the right way to communicate with each other as a directions. So that's the reason why I decided to choose peace and communication as a goal and communication as a directions. Yes, it's kind of related to specifically in the field of communications, kind of like linguistic. So my graduation thesis is actually about sarcasm, which is I believe that it's also, even though not in the big scale of like the world conflicts, but in the smaller scale, just like a conversational, sarcasm can become a conflict. And like, yeah, I think that it's really related to the linguistic field. Yes, so unfortunately, like during my internship is happened in 2020, which is like the global pandemic is happened, but I still have a chance to do my internship in City Hall and in the Department of Lifelong Learning, which is like, of course, not really like related to my field, but still I have a chance to start to know about the atmosphere of Japanese working society, the manners, and other kind of stuff. It's actually really related to my plan after graduations, because of like still I would like to work in Japan after my graduation. So even though it's not really related to my graduation thesis right now, but it's very giving me an image of like Japanese working society, which is like what I have to really experience after I graduate and work in Japan. So
difference. I already mentioned that students should learn to look at problems from different aspects, and one important aspect in our world today, of course, is a scientific perspective. So all IJS students take a laboratory course in the first year so that they can experience firsthand what does it mean to set up an experiment and how does that connect to tackle problems from a scientific perspective. But it is also possible then in the second year on to specialize on some natural science. We have courses in physics, chemistry, geology, and biology. And you can also write your thesis in any of these courses. So we also welcome students who want to do scientific studies, but with an aspect of being able, for example, to explain why is science important? Why is a scientific solution to some problems important? Or students who think about the cultural background of scientific problems. For example, climate change is a very good example of a problem that needs to be approached from cultural, social, as well as natural science perspectives. So, what exactly can you study in IGS? Our program is set up with 3 different fields or themes. One of them is culture and tourism. Tourism right now is a very important sector of the economy in many countries of the world, but culture is also the background of our all daily life. Peace and communication, we choose this topic because, as you know, Hiroshima was the first city worldwide that experienced the atomic bombing. So peace for us is a very important topic. And in the field of environment and society, you will focus on natural sciences, but also on their social backgrounds. So each student chooses one of these fields as their main area of study. And when you then, in the end, write a final thesis to complete your studies, you will choose an advisor from the field that you selected. So let me explain what kind of classes we offer for each field. For example, if we have the field of culture and tourism, maybe you have the idea that in the future you want to contribute to regional and cultural development, for example, through tourism development. In that case, in the first year, you could study basic languages, geography, and culture subjects. Then go on to study the more specialized tourism subjects or field seminar, but also anthropology subjects and topics like regional revitalization. Next, let's look at the field of peace and communication. So this is the famous atom bomb dome in Hiroshima City and the Peace Park. If you're interested in conflict resolution from a multicultural perspective, you could start with studying peace subjects and introduction to international cooperation, going on to peace conflict research, peace and coexistence, and also focus on aspects like cultural psychology. Finally, for environment and society, if you are interested in preserving nature and biodiversity in the future, you could start with the laboratory courses, then go on with some higher level lab courses and courses in ecology, looking at global environmental issues from scientific and social perspectives, and environmental economics and policy. So for each of the three fields, we have courses in the first year which give more general introduction to a subject, and then we will specialize while you proceed on to the third year. In the fourth year, then you will write a graduation thesis. So after graduation, IGS students have a lot of possibilities. If you are an international student, of course, you can go back to your home country and find a job with an international organization or company. But many of our international students actually stay on in Japan and find a job in an international-minded company or organization. So with that aim in mind, many of the international students really try to learn Japanese while they are at our university. Of course, students can also enter graduate schools in Japan and abroad. Especially this year, some students went on to Britain, for example, for studying in a graduate school. Or you can choose to go to a third place, not your home country, not Japan, but go on somewhere else to work in an international organization or company. So there is really a wide variety of options to choose from after you graduate from IGS. So I hope I got you interested in IGS and maybe you consider application. In that case, please visit our homepage with all the details for the application systems. The first big difference for our entrance exams is we have entrance exams that you can take online from your home country, which is in July and in November. So these two types of exams are completely conducted online. You don't have to come to Japan. And then we have two on-campus exams, which can also be taken by international students. So applicants of all nationalities can take the exam in autumn in our university. Or we have another exam in February for international applicants who come to Hiroshima to take the exam. So actually there are 4 chances to take an exam to enter our IGS program. However, the details for the application vary each year and for each type of exam. So please make sure to confirm on our homepage and contact our office as quickly as possible before the application. So how about the costs? In general scene, Japanese national universities are actually not so expensive compared to their American or British counterparts. On top of this, Hiroshima University offers a variety of possibilities to lessen your financial burden. We have systems for the reduction of tuition fees. We will help you to apply for scholarships. We have subsidized housing and so on. As for accommodation, we also have dormitories, and all IGS students can stay the first 2 years in the dormitories when the rent really is cheap. After that, you can choose from a variety of accommodation in Higashi Hiroshima City, starting from around 20,000 yen to about 50,000 yen per month. So, Higashi Hiroshima City is a city of 200,000 people outside of Hiroshima City, about 30 minutes by train. So we are a little bit in the countryside, but that means life is not so expensive here, especially compared to the big cities like Tokyo and Osaka. Life is more relaxed and life is a lot cheaper. Our spacious campus is also full of greenery, and the fact that we sit in a smaller city allows you to experience local life in Japan that you cannot experience if you live in a large city like Tokyo. As you know, also Japan as a country is famous for its safety and cleanliness, and it's a very beautiful country. So you can enjoy the 4 seasons in the surrounding nature. You can enjoy the Seto Inland Sea. You will maybe see some snow in winter, not so much actually, and the autumn leaves. So it is really possible to have an interesting but also not so stressful life as a student in Higashi Hiroshima City. So, one last comment. We start our course in April, and very often we are told by international students that's inconvenient for them because they finish their school in summer and would like to start in autumn. Well, in Japan, school year, jobs, academic year, everything starts on the 1st of April. Maybe because that's when the cherry blossoms are blooming, I don't know. But the good thing is when you start in April, you will be together with the Japanese students from the first day. So you will be able to make contacts with the Japanese students. And if you decide to go on to graduate school in Japan, or if you decide to look for a job in Japan after you graduate, that will also start in April. So you can, together with the Japanese students, start looking for a job in your 3rd or 4th year of university. And then right after graduating, you could start working in Japan if you are interested in doing that. So that's why we have adjusted our course schedule to the Japanese schedule of starting in April. So I hope you got interested in IGS a little bit. Please visit our homepage because there we have interview with former students and we have some small lectures by teachers so you can get an idea about what the courses in IGS are like. We have more information about our curriculum and of course about the application process. So I hope to see you in Hiroshima. Thank you.